it was a good weekend. It was a tough weekend. It was a challenging weekend without question. I was proud of the way the team came out. Sunday was a tough day for us, not taking anything away from Texas. They're a good team. They are definitely underrated, in my opinion, after watching everything they had put together. So we came away with the series win, which was important. And we walk away knowing there's a lot of things we need to fix, work on, and be better at. And we're ready to move forward.
Let's get started with Ryan Chapman.
Hey, Coach, in the statement you gave to Patrick there after the third game, you just talked about learning a lot of things you guys need to refine. What were some of those things that you were looking at as far as areas that you think the team can still improve? And then how have you what's kind of been your reaction to the team's reaction as far as working to improve those things here in the couple of days since then?
Yeah, well, quite honestly, we haven't met yet. It was important for us to give them some time off. The turnaround was really, really quick, and I could really sense that there were a little bit heavy legs and so forth out there. So especially on Sunday, and it's not taking any, we flat out got beat, and we needed to be better on Sunday without question. So haven't really gotten to work with them yet. The things that we need to work on, I think we need to refine our swings a bit. I think we need more time. I feel like our practice time is so limited and so valuable, and trying to make the most out of that, and knowing that they're going to have to do more swinging on their own and take the time to do it, because you're just not getting enough of it at practice because of the time that we have to work with. I think we need to just remind ourselves about blue collar and hardworking, and just having that little extra edge of feisty and aggressive. And I felt like this weekend we lost a little bit of that. I thought at times defensively, I thought we played pretty good defensively, but there are times when we start to panic a little bit, and we need to, again, have the edge of knowing where to throw it, what we're doing. We get too panicked when we can really slow down and take care of the ball and what we're doing. So that's an easy fix. I think just what's really important for all of us right now is just a little bit of rest. It's a tough place to play, especially this weekend. The fans came out, and they had the biggest crowds that they've had in a long, long time. And it was wonderful to them. And I think it will trend for them going forward for their home games. But it was wonderful for us to feel that kind of energy that's not always just go Sooners. And the Sooner fans came out, and they were vocal. They were outstanding. But it was an intense atmosphere, and it was good for us to feel that.
Go to Ryan Aber.
Yeah, Patty, wanted to ask you a couple things. First of all, wondered if you could clarify the status of Mackenzie Donahue.
Yeah. Right now, all I can say is Lou is taking care of Lou and what's best for Lou. And that's about it. It's kind of more of a personal, just leave it at that. So Lou is doing what's best for Lou right now.
I appreciate it. And also wanted to ask you about Alyssa and what she did the first couple of games down there, and how important it is for her moving forward. But what kind of growth have you seen from her this year, and especially recently, particularly at the plate? And is this sort of what you expected out of her when you brought her here?
Yeah, I mean, she, coming from Oregon, she was really just more of an infielder. And she's been really patient in working in all different positions. So she's worked at third, she's worked at first, she's worked at short. I threw her out in the outfield thinking that might be the best place to kind of platoon her. And she's got a great arm, she's got a great speed in the outfield and so forth. One thing that motivated her is the last games she played at Oregon were at the University of Texas. And I think there might have been a little chippiness because of the situation of Coach Lombardi and her being at Oregon. And Alyssa was recruited and signed for Mike. So it was, you could feel that she had a little bit of energy going on and maybe something to prove. I'm not quite sure, but her improvement offensively has been moving upward and moving aggressively. So I was really proud of her and her efforts this weekend.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Patty. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Go James Hale.
Hi, Patty. Patty, following you for a long time, you've always talked about how you need a complete lineup. And we've talked a lot about the bottom of your lineup, but we all know that the greatness of the top of your lineup, whether it's Little Manny or whoever you're throwing up there, has always been a great asset that you've had. And in Jennings and Allo, you probably have the best 1-2 punch in softball. But this past weekend, Dulcini was really tough. You only gave up 5 hits. What was she doing, and what was happening to those 2 young ladies at the top of the lineup?
She was doing a really good job of, she could throw different speeds and differentiate them enough that it puts you a little bit off balance. But she was going in hard and we thought we had it. And Coach Rocha was just talking about how it had a little tail that went back over the plate, but we were chasing it before that. You could just feel just a little bit of like, what's she doing? Well, hey, it's kind of like we got to go back to blue collar and really like, let's not wait till it's too late. And I'm going to just, in Tiari's defense, she was not feeling good the whole weekend. And I probably should not have played her. She was kind of at this place of exhaustion, and a lot of the warm-ups she didn't do with us. She was laying in their locker room and just trying to close her eyes, and we just kept trying to get her rest. And then we tried to fuel her with energy and so forth, but she was not the same this weekend. And she promised me she could play, but she just was not the same Tiara. And that's the truth. That is not any excuse for her. That was the absolute truth. So I'm not worried about her. She just was not having the energy to pull it off that weekend.
Your team is tremendous knowing the strike zone. And as you pointed out, they were a little bit out of kilter, swinging at pitches out of the zone. Is that one of the things, because discipline at the plate has been an OU asset throughout your career, to get back to that and get discipline back at the plate?
Yeah, I'm very, very, very confident that they didn't like what that felt like, and especially sitting on a bus for 6 hours and just thinking about it all the way home. They did get their championship mindset bracelets finally on Saturday night. And I know in the past, there's always been like a bracelet hangover where the next day they just do not play well. And I should have thought about that, but JT brought it up to me after the fact. They're ready to get on this field today. I know they're chomping at the bit. And so they're kind of wandering around a little bit, getting ready to come out. And I'm just, I know that we're going to get ourselves back on pace. They needed some rest, and they had Sunday and Monday off. I think we all needed some rest, and I think we're going to come back strong here.
Thanks, Patty.
Yep.
Go Eric Bailey.
Patty, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Situation tomorrow at UNT. It's not often a player gets to go. She has set multiple records and had a lot of success. Do you consider throwing hope? I know we won't know till tomorrow. Is that a consideration at all? Or how do you think a competitor like her would be in that atmosphere?
Yeah, definitely would consider it. And North Texas is doing very well. Their numbers are really good. Their pitching staff's doing very well. Definitely from what I've seen from them, I'm always impressed. They're a very well coached team. I think it would be good for Hope. Hope had a very tough environment at Texas to step in on. And she's from Austin. Her family lives there. She was recruited by Texas. It was an intense environment for her, and I could feel her nerves. I think playing at UNT tomorrow might bring her the same feeling. And what's important is that these pitchers they need to feel those feelings. They have to play through those feelings, whether it's anxiety or nervousness, or I don't feel the same, or I don't feel energy, or whatever it is. They have to learn how to pitch through some tough situations. So we haven't talked about it yet. I don't know exactly what we're going to do yet, but I wouldn't be afraid to put her on the mound.
Thanks a bunch, Patty. Good luck tomorrow.
Sure.
Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Go Joey Helmer.
I'm glad you bring all that up because that kind of leads right into my next question. I wanted to ask you about Jordy Ball getting to be in that environment. Obviously, she has the 15 strikeouts in the first game and 9 in the last one gets the loss, but a lot of strikeouts. And just being in that environment in terms of being in a postseason environment, how beneficial can that be for her?
Very, very beneficial, which is another reason why I wanted to throw her on Sunday. So I wanted her to feel the atmosphere again when maybe she's just kind of worn out as well. And she definitely, she missed on some pitches without question. There was just a little bit of inconsistencies more on Sunday than Friday. And but I had to tell you, she lives. I've never seen it. It would be like the Evel Knievel of softball, where if you even know who that is, but she loves danger. She loves like bases loaded. Watch me, watch, she gets this feeling about her of just being so invincible when the going gets tough. And I know after the loss on Sunday, she reached out to the coaching staff and it's like, I promise you, like she felt horrible and she made a commitment, like, I promise you, you'll never see that again, kind of attitude. And so it's good for her to feel that. It's quite different than anything been in, even thus far this season. So definitely, I think it'll pay off for her and for us.
Time for a few more. We'll go Tarek.
Hey, Patty, just as you guys are coming out of this stretch of road games, what have you kind of thought of the way the team has approached this kind of series by series and game by game in general?
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job. The goal is to go in and not just win the series, but finish. That's the word that we've been trying to use. Sundays have not been our best days on 3-game sets, or the third game against Baylor or the second game against Alabama, Birmingham. When we've been challenged, we just have not been at our best. And that's something we've got to fix immediately, because the third game of a series is usually the most important, and especially if you haven't taken care of business up to then. So I like how they've approached it. I just haven't been a big fan of what we look like on Sunday, and that's something we're going to talk about.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go Jason Patacchio.
Hey, Patty. Thanks for doing this. I'm kind of curious as to Hope's mindset kind of going.
I can't hear you very clearly. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I was just kind of curious as to Hope's mindset. Obviously, it's kind of in limbo whether or not she's going to play or not. But what do you feel like her mental state is at right now, with the potential to, play in front of her old team and, old coaches?
Yeah, I don't think that Hope left on bad terms. It wasn't anything like that. So I don't think obviously she's probably going to feel nervous, but I think going down to Texas was even more nervy for her, I think. So being in that environment, that setting, I think prepared her for what is coming if she's on the mound. So I'm not too worried about Hope right now.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.